Episode 1 of Queen of Tears begins with our leads Baek Hyun-woo and Hong Hae-in appearing in a documentary about famous personalities disclosing their personal lives. Both of them reminisce about their relationship, but it's evident that it's going downhill, even to the interviewers. We find that the two met while they were working for the Queen's group when Hae-in started as an intern. Hae-in, as a typical chaebol princess, is completely ignorant and obnoxious, which leads to Hyun-woo helping her out, thinking that she is going to get herself fired. Meanwhile, Hae-in mistakes his kind gestures into believing that Hyun-woo likes her. Gradually, Hyun-woo confesses that he likes her, gives her an umbrella on a rainy day while he's left soaking wet in the rain. Ironically, Hae-in is dumbfounded as her driver arrives. We further discover, as Hae-in recollects, that Hyun-woo resigned and ghosted her once he found out who she was, the heiress of the Queen's group. Hae-in, however, dramatically visits Hyun-woo in his hometown on a helicopter and convinces Hyun-woo that she will never let him cry. Hilariously and ironically, in the majority of the episode, we find Hyun-woo crying because of his wife and his in-laws. At this time, the interview ends and behind Hyun-woo's unsure reassurances that he is still in love with Hong Hae-in, we find that he wants a divorce. We meet Hae-in and Hyun-woo, anew after 3 years of marriage. Both their personalities and social positions are polar opposites of each other. Hong Hae-in is as cold and obnoxious as ever, being the president of Queen's department store, while Hyun-woo, the legal director of the Queen's group, is kind and considerate towards people. Hae-in calls Hyun-woo into her office and not only scolds him but orders him to evict non-performing brands from the department store amidst Hyun-woo's protests. We can sense a lot of tension and resentment in their exchanges towards each other. Back at the Hong residence, we find that most of the decisions are taken by Hae-in's parents and Hyun-woo has no power or say over anything. They ask Hae-in and Hyun-woo to have a child, and Hae-in's brother, Hong Soo-cheol, forces Hyun-woo to do a trivial legal task for him, disrespecting Hyun-woo. This is pretty much how he is treated by the entire Hong family. Hyun-woo leaves the Hong residence and meets with his friend, Kim Yong-ki, a lawyer. He drunkenly complains and cries about his life as a member of the Hong family and hilariously blames his drunken cuteness, which attracted Hae-in. We also find 2 men following him at all times, making sure that he doesn't do anything that would harm the company. Elsewhere, Hae-in smacks her brother and threatens to kill him if he disrespected Hyun-woo again ever. The next day, Hyun-woo delivers a dental floss to his aunt-in-law, Hong Byum-ja, who is in jail for physically harming her father's girlfriend. Later, it is the memorial day of Chairman's late wife and Hae-in's grandmother. We find that the chairman, Hong Man-dae, has a young girlfriend named Mo Sol-hee. In the Hong household, all of the sons-in-law prepare the ceremonial offerings. We find Hyun-woo along with other sons-in-law of the Hong family in the house kitchen, preparing different kinds of meals while the sons of the Hong household never really help. At this time, when Soo-cheol is offering soju to his grandmother, Byum-ja enters the ceremony wearing an outfit with leopard prints, and creates a scene claiming that Mo Sol-hee was the reason behind her mother's death. On the other side, the sons-in-laws discuss how painful it is to be part of the Hong family as they are treated as slaves and made to attend all the functions on holidays, ceremonies etc., never to be able to meet their own families. We also discover that it is also Hyun-woo's father's 60th birthday and he cannot even visit him. The next day, Hae-in's father, Hong Byum-jun, asks Hyun-woo to humiliate a director leaving the Queen's group because he never allow those who turn their backs on him to leave in one piece. This serves as a threat to Hyun-woo, who is thinking about divorce again. Later, Hyun-woo visits a doctor and comically breaks down relaying his saga of struggles. He emphasizes how he lives with all his in-laws and how his wife is his boss and that he has never any time for himself. The doctor empathizes with him and gives him some medicines. Hyun hugs the doctor before leaving. Elsewhere, we meet Grace Go, the personal secretary in charge of upper-class families' affairs. She is irked by a woman who says that Grace's abilities are diminishing since Hae-in did not marry according to her pick. This hurts her pride and she swears she will make Hae-in and Hyun-woo part really soon. Later in the day, Hae-in receives a call and asks Hyun-woo to go somewhere with her, but Hyun-woo denies and visits his hometown instead. He tells his parents and siblings that he is going to divorce Hae-in. It's clear that his siblings don't want him to divorce Hyun since Hyunwoo helps them financially. Hyunwoo drives back to the Hong residence and takes the divorce papers to Hyun's room. Just before he is about to break the news, Hyun declares that she is dying and the doctor said that she only has 3 months more to live. Hyunwoo is shocked and completely switches a 180-degree, emphasizing how much he loves her, and breaks down crying. But Hyun is suspicious of the sudden change in attitude and asks Hyunwoo to die with her if he so loves her. Hyunwoo is taken aback and changes the subject. The scene changes to a flashback where Hyun receives a call from the doctor. She goes to the hospital but experiences sudden hallucinations. Time seems to pass by precariously and she finds herself in the doctor's room. Hyun finds out that she has a rare tumor that can neither be cured through surgery nor medication. Her illness results in sudden hallucinations, headaches, and memory loss. She sometimes finds herself lost in thought for hours on end and misses appointments. Back in the house, as Hyun finishes recollecting the events at the hospitals, she goes into an angry monologue about the unfairness of it all since she has never drunk any soda or eaten junk food in her life. Hyunwoo suggests to confirm the diagnosis once more. That night, Hyunwoo sleeps so peacefully that his skin shines brightly. He visits Hyun in her room and thinks she is dead. However, she wakes up and comments on his bright skin, sarcastically saying that Hyunwoo is happy about her illness. While going to the hospital, we learn that Hyun doesn't have good relations with her family. She is adamant about hiding her illness from her family lest they'll begin dividing her assets amongst them. At the hospital, the diagnosis is the same. Hyunwoo reconfirms about the probability of the supposed miracles, trying to gauge his losses if such a miracle were to happen and Hyun is able to live. Elsewhere, Soo-cheol gets an earful from Hong Mandae, his grandfather, as he overpaid 8 billion in corporate tax which was spotted by Hyunwoo to be rectified. Soo-cheol is so stressed that he gets a panic attack. Later, Hyun's mother visits, trying to get to Hyunwoo for making too big a deal about 8 billion corporate tax leading to Soo-cheol's panic attack. We understand from their exchanges that they have a rocky relationship. At a ridiculously crowded restaurant, Hyunwoo meets with Kim Young-ki, his friend, who agrees to become his lawyer for the divorce trials, but the situation has now changed. Hyunwoo tells him about Hyun's illness later in a secluded area. They rejoice over the fact that Hyunwoo can escape from the Hong family unharmed. Young-ki also instills an idea in Hyunwoo about winning Hyun's love and getting his share of Hyun's will. The very next day, Hyunwoo gifts Hyun a bouquet for their 3rd marriage anniversary. Hyunwoo is visibly more caring towards Hyun, which dispel the rumors of their separation. At the Hong family dinner, Hyun and her mother butt heads with a lawsuit from her mother, demanding compensation for a land where Hyun's building has been built. It's a sort of revenge for what happened to Soo-cheol as Hyun has received her mother's permission to go ahead with the project. Later, Beomja's craziness is at its peak as she crashes an ex-husband's wedding and injures them. Hyunwoo arrives and tells her that it would reflect badly on her as she's on probation. Back home, we understand that she has a complicated relationship with her father, but the chairman does care about her. She keeps insinuating that Mo Sul-hee has an ulterior motive in dating the chairman. Elsewhere, Sul-hee outwits the chairman in a game, foreshadowing a similar objective in real life as she asks the chairman to grant her a favor when the time comes. Meanwhile, Hyun's parents are out on a walk and we understand from their conversation that there's more to Hyun's past, which might involve a dead sibling. It is also the source of her mother's resentment towards her and certain people. At home, Hyunwoo researches on the number of miracles that are associated with rare diseases and is disappointed to find that there are much too many of them. Hyun arrives into the room while Hyunwoo is asleep and mistakes his research for care. She hilariously announces her resolve to live to Hyunwoo after acknowledging that at least he wants her to live. Hence, Hyunwoo's research backfires. We jump to an event where Hyun aims to bring a sought-after brand, Hersina, to her store. She meets her business rival who taunts her for arriving by herself as the Hersina's owner believes in the philosophy that people who forms good relations with other are better business partners. Hyun frantically calls Hyunwoo, but he is in trial. Hyun later finds out that her ex-boyfriend, Yoon Sung, has become a tycoon and is a close associate of her Sina's owner. She tries to befriend him once again. Fortunately, Hyunwoo arrives at the right time and Hyun is able to meet the owner. Hyunwoo and Eun-sang have a tense exchange where Eun-sang guesses that Hyun and Hyunwoo's relationship is a burnt candle. Hyunwoo is surprised about Eun-sang's accurate guess. Kim Sunhwa, Cheon Dahai, Sucheol's wife, and Grace Go are having tea when Dahai tells her how important Eun-sang is for Sucheol's business. Realizing that Eun-sang and Hyun know each other, she suggests to retrieve the lawsuit if Hyun can bring Eun-sang to the family's annual hunt. At the Hong family's annual hunt, Hyunwoo is bothered by Hyun and Eun-sang's closeness. While on her own, as Hyun wants to catch the highest number of kills to suggest her worthiness to lead as the heir to her grandfather, gets lost and has a hallucination. At this time, a boar is preparing to attack her while she is in trance and unable to differentiate between reality and dream, when Hyunwoo arrives and fires at the boar, protecting Hyun. They walk back towards the property in which they are staying, but Hyun sprains her ankle and Hyunwoo carries her princess style, much to the surprise of the Hong family. Elsewhere, we discover that the chairman did not go to his usual hunting route because Mo Sulhee's shaman projected danger for him. Sucheol informs his mother and Sulhee about Hyun's boar incident, and Sulhee informs the chairman, saying that the shaman was right as Hyun was on the chairman's hunting route. We also discover that Hyunwoo was a marine and known for his shooting prowess. Simultaneously, Hyunwoo inspects the area where Hyun was attacked and finds the fence compromised. The attack seemed deliberate and he informs the group at dinner. Simultaneously, we discover that Yoon Sung is not an American citizen but actually adopted at 13 years of age. He lost his adoptive parents shortly before graduating university. He currently has no family. We further discover that the chairman also lost his parents when he was 15. An employee brings his dog to show the chairman and the chairman offers to buy it. However, the employee politely refuses, saying the dog is family. Both the chairman and Eun Sung are visibly displeased about his refusal. Eun Sung later offers the employee 100 million won to buy the dog and the employee, initially hesitant, agrees to sell him. Elsewhere, Sucheol and his wife appears the most loving and sane couple in the Hong family. We understand that Cheon Dahai's father is an Ivy League professor. Upon Sucheol's inquiry about her fluent Korean, she reminds him that she was only allowed to read and speak Korean at home. She also seems like the perfect chaebol daughter-in-law, not even drinking any alcohol. However, when Sucheol leaves, Dahai, quite surprisingly and unpredictably, turns 180 degrees, her mannerism and speech changes, and she chugged 2 glasses of beer while being frustrated at how much Sucheol talks. Meanwhile, Hyunwoo is afraid to be in the same room as Hyun. After a few attempts, and at Sucheol's push, he finally goes back to the room. Hyun makes him wash up before sleeping and is bothered by how handsome he looks, something which she hadn't cared about in the past, wondering if her illness is getting to her. Later, Hyun reminds Hyunwoo that they once slept in a single bed. She suggests cuddling, but finding Hyunwoo uncomfortable, brushes it off as a joke. The next day, the employees request Eun Sung to take back the money and let them keep their dog. Eun Sung definitely has some kind of a rocky familial history because although he agrees, he questions if it's alright for a stray to be killed and not a pet. As he threatens to shoot the dog, Hyunwoo appears and calms the situation. Elsewhere, the Hong family monitor the CCTV footage from the boar attack and find an unknown masked man. The chairman thinks it's his eldest son who wants to kill him. Elsewhere, the dog owners remember a boy who lived at the orphanage. The boy said the same things as Eun Sung, and we discover that it might be him all along. Back in Seoul, Eun Sung informs Hyun that he has fixed an appointment with her Sina's CEO. He seems to have ulterior motives in place. Hyun checks her emails and is disappointed to find that nobody is ready to cure her. At the office the next day, she keeps thinking about Hyunwoo and visits the doctor with her symptoms of empathy. However, she leaves after the doctor is unable to help her. Meanwhile, Hyunwoo accompanies Byum Jun, Hyun's father, to meet his elder brother. We find that the eldest son is trying to reconcile with his father, but Mo Sulhi is stopping him. He further emphasizes that it wasn't him who set the boar off even though he was present at the hunting site. However, Sulhi denies any communication with Byung-jun's elder brother. Elsewhere, Hyun's mother asks Grace go to gather information on Eun-sung. Grace is caught following Eun-sang and she tells Eun-sung about the background check. We also discover that Grace and Eun-sang might be involved in the boar incident in order to tear Hyun-woo and Hyun apart. At Hyun-woo's hometown, his brother's boxing business is dwindling. His siblings decide to persuade Hyun not to divorce Hyun-woo and they leave to meet her. After meeting Hyun at the office, they are unable to get the message across as Hyun has an important meeting regarding her Sina and she leaves. Later, Hyun-woo's sister ends up texting Hyun about the divorce topic. Hyun-woo finds out about this and tries to call Hyun who is unreachable. Meanwhile, Hyun comes to the meeting to find that the CEO has left to handle a family matter. She dines with Eun-sang, who tells her exclusive details about her Sina and how to win the CEO over. He is also the one who sneakily switches off her mobile phone. Back home, Hyun-woo is waiting for Hyun. Hyun arrives drunk along with Eun-sang. It's clear that Eun-sang is after Hyun and wants to create a rift between the two. When he leaves, Hyun-woo is looking for Hyun's phone to delete the divorce message from his sister. He barely manages to distract her from checking the text by cornering her. Hyun, still in a delirious state, questions about why she isn't confident about Hyun-woo loving her. The episode ends as she kisses him. With that, we have come to the end of our drama. If you liked the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, so you never miss out on our latest recaps. We're here to turn your movie nights into an unforgettable experience.